Three, two, one, action. Welcome back to episode 61 of As Seen on Screen. I'm Nicole.
I'm Gracie, and we're your source for all things entertainment, news, reviews, interviews, and more.
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts on Spotify and YouTube. Well, welcome back to another episode of the show. We are so happy you're here. And today we are going over our very special TIFF 50 or TIFF 2025 preview episode. It is just around the corner. TIFF starts next
Literally.
literally just around the corner. TIFF starts next week on Thursday, September 4th and runs through until Sunday, September 14th. I'm so excited.
I am so hyped. I mean, as we all know, we love TIFF. TIFF is our friendiversary. Um, it's obviously the place where we first met, so we love that for us. But yeah, TIFF was both of our first big festivals.
Yeah.
And it just holds a very special place in our heart, especially because it's in Toronto. But yeah, the lineup this year, killer. The side events that they have going on, also killer. So we're here to tell you all of the things we're looking forward to, what you should be on the lookout for. Basically, TIFF 50 years, what you should know.
I feel like we'd be remiss if we didn't say the most anticipated festival watch, I think, for so many people are between Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Story, and Frankenstein. I feel like those are the big two this year. But what do you feel like are the big watches?
I definitely agree with those because those were both like on the top of my list. I know they're very like mainstream and film festivals are about getting the deep cuts and finding the things that could lead to the Oscars or lead to the awards season. But come on, guys. Wake Up Dead Man. I'm a Knives Out fanatic. So's Nicole. So we're sat for this one. Frankenstein has just had so much news and like hype about it that I feel the need to see it. I feel the need to see Jacob Elordi and Oscar Isaac
You
on a
know,
screen.
I always feel the need to see Jacob Elordi on my screen. So,
Literally, Nicole will use any reason to see Jacob Elordi on her screen, whether that's on social media or a movie. Yeah, I would like to add on to that duo though, and also say Eternity.
yes, that's one of my most anticipated. I'm so excited.
I really think Eternity, I mean, Miles Teller, Callum Turner, like, come on, guys. Elizabeth Olsen,
Yes.
it's just a good love triangle to have. And also I want to add in Roof Man.
Yes, that one looks so fun.
So I don't think it'll be like as hyped up as obviously the first three I said, but I still feel like it's a very strong contender for possible fan favorite.
I'm also going to throw one in there that's currently at the Venice Film Festival, but The Smashing Machine with
Mm.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt. That one looks really good, and so far I hear very good things of it coming out of Venice. So now I'm even more excited to see.
What are some movies that maybe aren't the mainstream ones or aren't the ones that are getting the most press that you are excited for?
You know, I'm not sure if I would consider this even not mainstream. I know that's not what you asked, but Swiped with
Okay,
Lily
yes.
James. That one I believe is going to Hulu after the festival or after its festival run. So maybe that's still a little bit mainstream. But you know what? I love Lily James, and the concept of this film sounds so interesting. I will read it for everyone who hasn't heard about this film. Featuring Lily James and Dan Stevens, the latest from director Rachel Lee Gordon tells the real-life story of Whitney Wolfe Herd, the remarkable woman who helped create two innovative blockbuster dating apps, and in doing so, became the world's youngest female billionaire. I
We
don't know
love
about
a
you.
female empowerment story.
I don't know about you, but I love hearing a female success story.
You know what else we love? Dan Stevens.
Yes!
A little, oh,
We interviewed Dan almost, well, I guess a year and a half ago at South by Southwest 2024 for
nicest
the movie
human
Cuckoo.
being.
Yeah, he is. He's really nice.
Oh, brought me onto the red carpet. What a king. Uh,
Insert picture here.
Literally, I will never shut up about that man. He is forever the guy from Beauty and the Beast to me, but that's a story for another day. I would like to add on to that. I am super excited for Dinner with Friends. It is a Canadian film that's coming to the festival, obviously, and there's just so many amazing Canadian actors and crew on this project. I have a few friends that are in it, so I'm excited to see them. I think it's one of the smaller ones, so go support your local creatives. But also adding on to that, I really want to see The Lost Bus with Matthew McConaughey. I mean,
That one looks so good. I'm very excited for that one.
any excuse to see Matthew McConaughey on my screen is great.
I, I agree. I full-heartedly agree with you on that.
Another one that like just started getting posted by the actual actors is New Year's Rev, and it has Mason Thames, McKenna Grace. We got the duo.
Woo!
So this is kind of like testing out the waters before regretting you.
It's true. It's like a pre-interlude into this.
So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be, I mean, obviously it's gonna be great. I don't think they would do it if they weren't passionate about it. Yeah, there's just so many. Like Dead Man's Wire looks great.
Yes.
Fuse looks great. Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna throw in to keep on the Canadian track. I'm excited for the movie Steal Away. Again, if people haven't heard what it tells the story of a pair of young women. The film's subtitle calls Two Princesses. The first is Fanny, who is played by Angourie Rice, a sheltered teenager whose knowledge of the world barely extends beyond a stately manor house belonging to a glamorous and magnanimous mother, Florence, which is located in a mysterious country that variously evokes occupied Europe, Algiers, and antebellum South. Sounds interesting, and I'm very intrigued by that one. I'm also excited for Wasteman.
Yes. There's so many good movies this year. Or what we assume are good movies. There's so many good titles right now that we're excited to see. The stars obviously are jam-packed this year with people that are coming. There's a lot of good conversations. Ryan Reynolds is obviously coming with the John Candy project he did, but he's also doing a conversation with. Same with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, obviously here for the Smashing Machine, but also taking the time to talk about his career and the project in one of the conversations with. So even if you aren't here for the movies, there are so many great opportunities, whether that's the small concerts they have, the conversations, all of the press events and like public pop-ups. TIFF is just really for everybody. You don't even have to be a movie lover, just experience the unity of the film of the film industry.
Absolutely. I'll add on to that in conversation with they also have Park Chan-wook coming, and then a joint conversation with Tessa Thompson and Nia DaCosta. So there's four in total, like Gracie said, with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Ryan Reynolds. So I'm very intrigued to see some of those as well. Those are always fun to see clips from as well. Let's chat about a movie we've already actually had the chance to see, and we can't say anything about the review yet, but we'd love to feature it in your to be on your list fest for the watch for your watch list for the festival. I'm talking about Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, which of course is directed by none other than Matt Johnson. This is a movie, basically, I'll give you the synopsis like I have for everything else. For the uninitiated, Matt Johnson and Jay McCarroll's Nirvana the Band the Show was a cult web series where its two creators portrayed hyperactive, hap-witted versions of themselves as a musical duo desperately failing to book a gig at the storied venue in Toronto, the Ravioli. Their hilarious misadventures continued a decade later across two seasons of Spike Jonze's produced television series. And both iterations brilliantly blended Matt and Jay's fictional exploits with hysterically incredible real-world public interactions. Every episode further contained a potpourri of inadvertent pop culture references and nebulous copyright violations, but always accumulated a sweet-hearted expression of friendship and creative perseverance. And you know what? I think it's safe to say that is very encompassing of what this movie is about.
This movie is so great. Like, obviously, we can't say a lot about it right now, but it's one that you need to watch and you need to go into. Like, if you watch previous series, whatever, that's fine. But I think we had a good time going into it not knowing anything. Um,
Absolutely.
so I highly recommend going into it blind and then enjoying the hecticness of these two guys and their story and their creativity. Um, Definitely such a refreshing story and movie to watch, especially when there's so many like darker and a bit more depressing stories out there. So if you want a feel-good movie, they got you covered.
100%. We can't wait to give you our actual full review all on that one. But that movie, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, should be on your to be watch list at TIFF. Let's chat about something, of course, I have to chat about, which is horror movies. I love the Midnight Madness series that TIFF does. If you're not aware, they have a whole slate of horror sci-fi films that they show at midnight during the festival for their premiere, hence the name. So my most anticipated one in that series, besides actually Nirvana the band, the movies in that one as well, Dust Bunny, which let me give you the synopsis. Like many children, Aurora fearfully believes a monster lurks beneath her bed, and she has good reason to. Her foster parents have been eaten by one. Fortunately, she's arrived at a practical solution. She'll hire the enigmatic hitman who lives next door to slay the beast. But procuring her neighbor's services will not be easy, and he believes her family was mistakenly dispatched by an assassin's bullets that were meant for him. There's a lot going on in that movie, but you know what? I really am drawn into that. As a kid, I was scared of absolutely everything, so I feel like I relate with Aurora. I definitely thought there were monsters under my bed. So to see this very much like childhood reality for so many kids brought to life in a horror movie kind of way. I really like it and I'm very hooked and I'm very excited to see Dust Bunny during the festival.
I do not do horror movies.
If you're new here, Gracie does not like horror. We're two very different ends of the spectrum when it comes to horror movies.
Midnight Madness is also way past my bedtime, so I like being in bed sleeping. But that being said, there are a few films that I do look forward to and will be stepping out of my comfort zone to see. I know Nicole's shocked right now. One of the ones that I am excited for is Obsession.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a pretty good one. Obviously, pretty gory just from the photo on the tagline alone. The synopsis is Woe is Bear, who has long carried a torch for his childhood friend Nikki. When another attempted profession of love fizzles, Bear wistfully wishes for romantic reciprocation, unfortunately, doing so while in the possession of a trinket with supernatural properties. Suddenly, Nicky is all over Bear, and he's quick to indulge in his long desired turnaround while ignoring the ramifications of her very intensifying fixation. Before long, Bear's fantasy turns into a nightmare as Nicky's personality begins to twitch and obviously a lot unravels. But I think it's always fun to play with love because that's a real driving factor for a lot of people. Um, and once you throw in supernatural entities and trinkets, nothing usually goes well. So,
Very true.
I think it'll be interesting to see those two mixed together, and the cast is just phenomenal.
Yeah, that one's on my list for sure. Now, I want to mention, as we were talking about, not everything at TIFF necessarily is you going to sit down on a movie. I want to chat about movies that are kind of coming to us. So, the Criterion Closet, if you haven't heard of the Criterion Mobile Closet that they bring to different film festivals and events, let me tell you about it. From September 4th to the 7th, the Criterion Mobile Closet will be at TIFF, stocked with more than 1,700 of the greatest films from around the world. The Criterion Closet Collection may offer more cinematic inspiration per square foot than any other place on the planet. Filmmakers, stars, and creative luminaries of all kinds come to Criterion to champion their favorite films in our popular Criterion Closet Picks video series. Last year, we opened the door to everyone by taking the closet out on the road, and Toronto will be our very sixth stop. Come in, explore the collection, and make your own closet video. So that is from the Criterion website themselves. So basically, it'll be across the street from the TIFF Lightbox Theater between the 4th to the 7th, and you'll be able to line up. You'll have 3 minutes to go into the closet and do your very own picks. I believe you can buy up to 3 items when you go into the closet. There will be a video taken of you. You can set your phone up to take the video on your own device, and then they'll be giving you a Polaroid picture afterwards with anything you grab, and you'll be given a Criterion Closet bag and book as well before you go in. So I'm very excited for myself to check out the Criterion Closet because I love watching the videos online. So I'm very excited for it to be at TIFF in our very own backyard here. All right.
Yes, I am also very excited for this. I feel like this is a movie buff's dream to
Yes.
go into this very little closet and look at a bunch of DVDs. I feel like DVDs are just going extinct though, so
And
it's
they need to not be.
real. So step into the closet and grab yourself a DVD. That'll motivate you to keep your DVD player and keep DVDs happening. Um, I think I know your answer to this, but since we can buy up to 3 movies, what are your 3 that you're hoping are in the closet?
The original Scream, 1996, is my very first one because that is my favorite movie of all time. So I'm really hoping that one is in the closet. Maybe a copy of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days because that's one of my favorite rom-coms. Although my favorite rom-com of all time is Crazy Stupid Love. But I felt like that wasn't like a classic pick enough.
Okay.
It's still relatively not that old, but I would definitely go for Crazy Stupid Love if it was in there as well. Ugh. The only one I've honestly thought through fully is Scream, so I feel like
Scream.
I'll have a much more put together answer come next week. But what would be your top three you're picking from the closet?
Okay. I have to put Interstellar.
Good choice. Yeah.
I love Interstellar. Um, I feel like the problem is I have more than 3 because
Mm,
I already own so many DVDs that I'm like, I don't want to get doubles, you know?
very fair, very
But at
fair.
the same time, it's very different coming from the closet.
It's the experience you're getting too with it.
So I'm like, damn, do I get double copies just to get my favorite movies, or do I get movies that I don't already have?
Whatever the closet speaks to you.
If I'm going with my favorite movies, as I said, Interstellar. Now that you say How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, such a good one.
Right?
Um, but I'm gonna say Catching Fire,
Yes.
forever like a cinematic masterpiece. And my last one, I'm in between because, I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Ooh, good
I
choice.
I would love it if that was in there, but also if they had like the original pressing or like release of Mary Poppins.
Oh, that would be a cute one.
I feel like that'd be such a good one. And I would have said How to Train Your Dragon, but I fear that is still a bit too new.
Good point. But hey,
Not the new live action, the animated one.
well, all of this is to say, Gracie and I are very, very excited for the festival this year. I'm going to rapid fire some of my last picks that we haven't specifically talked about, but also on my watch list, I think should be on your watch list is Good Fortune,
Hmm.
Hamnet, Peak Everything, Wayward, Eleanor the Great, I'm very excited for, as well as Blue Moon. I'm excited for Christie, No Motor City, Mile End Kicks. You Had to Be There. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Waistband, we already talked about. Carolina Caroline, Charlie Harper, Couture, and Eternal Return. Those are my rapid fires. There's so many. My list is never ending, but those are definitely some of the ones sticking out on my list for this year's festival.
I think that you honestly got all of my rapid fires as well. Um, except for Hedda. I do want to see Hedda.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Yes, that's on mine too.
So everything she said plus Dead Man's Wire and Hedda.
So, TIFF is coming to Toronto next Thursday, September 4th. It runs through to Sunday, September 14th. We hope to see you there. We'll be bringing you so much live coverage over on our social media pages, as well as trying to update here on YouTube and Spotify. So, make sure you follow us at As Seen on Screen for the latest updates. But until then, we will see you at TIFF.
Yeah.